Okay. On 2013, okay, 2013, probably 14 years back, IIFF along with Reliance, which formed a company called FSDL, announced a new football league called the Indian Super League, which aimed at improving Indian talent, making Indian talent noticeable in the international market, providing a better quality of football for the Indian football fans to watch, who are accustomed to watch European football games, bringing in foreign talents of quality players, star names, and we got the ISL in 2014. It's the year 2025. More than 11 seasons of ISL have come to an end. Where are we now? Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Football Analytics and Rant Show. And as you have already noticed in the intro, we are talking about the ISL. I know we've talked about it many times, but today's is a little more deep, and we might go into occasional rants, and it is necessary at this point. Will the ISL collapse? Will Indian football structure collapse? Let's talk about it. Okay. Coming to what we started with, the ISL. Right now it's in the 11th season just concluded. And if you look at the last 10 years, in terms of like certain metrics, metric number 1, nurturing young football talents. You look at all the youth level teams, under 17, under 23. Before the ISL, we didn't qualify for Asian Cups. Before the ISL, we didn't qualify for any FIFA under 17 or under level tournaments. Still, we don't qualify. Still, we get outside, grouped in the qualification round itself. Okay. So that's one metric done and dusted. Second thing, level of play of the league will increase compared to the I-League. To be extremely fair, when I-League was the main league, okay, now you might think I-League is funny because it's a freaking second year right now. Obviously, it will be worse than ISL. If I'm comparing to the ISL to the I-League, that's the thing. In, let's say, in 2014, 15, 16, back when both the leagues ran parallelly and ISL was just a tournament and the same players used to play in the I-League, I do not see any stark difference in quality. The only difference I see is I don't see that as any beneficial for Indian football, is that there is a slight increase in the number and quality of foreigners. And the reason I say that there is no, let's say, benefit for Indian football is because one thing is the number. The number of foreigners now who are taking away spots for Indian players in extremely creative and vital positions inside the football team. Namely striker, centre mid, cam, and to some extent wingers. Every single team in the ISL prefer foreigners. So what will the Indian players who want to play in this position adapt somewhere else? When they adapt to somewhere which they are not comfortable with, they'll always be second grade to what their actual position was. One point done, time to the next point. When you have such high quality foreigner, I'm high quality comparatively. Okay, I won't say like what I would expect 10 years down the day. Comparatively, there is much less chance they will ever get subbed off or they will be missed for a match. Especially since the calendar, even after 10 years, the ISL is only 13 teams, 24 games per team. So,
to be fair, they're planning to increase the number of teams that are participating. So,
yeah, that is if the league is going to last. I will share the roadmap. Okay, when the ISL officially became this thing. Okay, so we'll come back to after some time. So 2 metrics I've told. Okay, nurturing talents, foreigners, quality increased, and third thing, number of games. We were supposed to have 16 teams in the league 3 years back. Why are we still not there? We were supposed to have promotion and relegation 3 years back. Why are we still not there? Until now, since the ISL started, the best thing the Indian club has done, I will mention it again, the best thing an Indian football club has ever done was Bangalore FC reaching the AFC Cup final. And that's all. That was before ISL was an actual league. What had ISL done for this thing? You would say quality increase this thing. How much ever you are going to agree? Argue with me. Where is the performance in the content in this stage? Where? Point me something out. Nothing. That is where people freaking look for talents. That is where international scouts come. That is where more eyeballs watch you. As much as I want to say, like Indian football, like foreigners don't come and watch. They watch you when you perform at an international stage. And so many players who have performed well in the AFC Champions League have gotten offers into European or at least in South American or other countries, wherever it is. They've got, or even in the top countries in Asia. Where have been performing in this? We are concerned more about politics or cost of traveling, all those things. And why the hell do you have a team and why the hell do you have a league if that is the worry, if you don't want to improve yourself or something? If I go more about this, I have so much to say. Elijah, what is your point of view on this?
So I will sum up the contract situation, okay? So in 2010, AIFF signed, don't ask me why I know so much detail. I just wanted to know where is ISL, what is happening. So I just did a little bit of research.
Let the information come in. That's more for our viewers also.
So 10 years back, AIFF signed a deal with a company called FSDL. It was a new company formed and it's a subsidiary of the Reliance group in general. Okay, so FSDL is wholly owned by Reliance. So both of them signed a 15-year agreement in 2010 saying, and I think they signed it for some 5,000 crores or some mad number like that. Okay, I don't know the exact one. If you want, I can look it up right now.
I guess each year they pay them 100 crores or something from their own time.
So that is there. But in the beginning, this thing when they signed itself, so they signed a 15-year agreement, and as a part of that, they said that we will develop a league, and it's based on the franchisee model. So there are different models to have a football league, but like clubs like that, that's always called a franchisee model. Okay. So there are different ways of how people enforce these franchising models and how they run a club. Like the American model is there, they have East Coast, West Coast, and then they play together, and then they have world champions. Then there are teams that have to.
I mean, most of the sports leagues in India is based on American sports, so fair enough.
And for people who do not understand that, if you read a little bit of business or if you watch a few YouTube videos, you'll understand why the American model of business for sports is never good. For any sport, not only football. I'm talking about any American model for sport is never good for the sport.
And emphasis on it's not good for the sport, but it is good for the businessmen and the people.
It's very good for generating money. It's very good for broadcasters. It's very good for, I don't know, so-called reach of the sport and all of that. And if there are any PL fans, you might have heard of this argument before, saying that there are a lot of American owners now coming and buying up PL teams and all. And that's the same reason. Eventually, there'll be Amerification of your beloved Premier League also. It's a fact. You might accept it, you might not, but that's up to you. I leave it to you. Coming back to our ISL story. So, the league, even though the agreement was signed in 2010, it took them some time to do the groundwork, whatever. Despite having so many resources, it took them 4 years to try and get a league. Okay, we'll understand. It's a big country like India. We are a behemoth. We can't make turns like that. It'll take us time to get things done. I accept it. It took them 4 years to start off a league, and they call it the Indian Super League. People had to bid to own franchises, and they could base it out of cities, and then they would do etc., and you would get it. As a part of the agreement, AIFF receives 50 crores every year from the FSDL. Okay? And in return for that, what FSDL wanted? Complete ownership of all the rights for the ISL. all marketing,
yeah.
broadcasting, anything.
Yeah.
ISL is theirs. So it would not be wrong to say that FSDL is the owner of ISL. Okay?
Technically, yes.
And they have said, and that 15 years, because the agreement was signed in 2010, if you add 15 to 2010, it becomes 2025. What year are we in? I'll wait like Dora.
2025.
Yes, you are right, 2025. So this is the year the deal finally expires, which is why now Jittu has brought up this very important conversation of, is this league going to last or not? And for people who think that we are being sensationalist and capitalizing on this because the deal is expiring, no, this is a real thing. If there is a more than 50% chance that the league might die, or its stature will diminish and the quality of broadcasting, whatever, will diminish.
Whatever you're seeing right now on the TV is not going to be the same.
You leave the mic, Ra. It's too loud.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whatever you're seeing in the TV is not going to be the same.
Okay, so what happened was FSDL proposed that it will be a format very similar to top European leagues, etc., and AIFF and the ISL clubs will come together and they will form one conglomerate that will run the ISL, and profits will be distributed among all the partners in a ratio that is pre-decided. And obviously the one who is promoting, who put a lot of money in the sport, which is FSDL, will get a more than fair share of profit, a good share of the profits. But without getting into too much details, FSDL has said they suffered a loss of around 3,000 crores over the last 10 years that this league has run. Okay, 3,000 or 5,000 crores. I've heard varying reports in different outlets. But let's say thousands of crores. Anywhere from 1,000 crores to 5,000 crores they have lost. Okay, this is a business. Okay, here comes an end to the topic of what the deal was. Deal was for 10 years, we will help you start off a league, but we will own all the rights for that league, all the interest, money generated, but we will take care of the marketing. We'll make sure it's marketed well, we'll make sure it draws a lot of eyeballs, we'll make sure this and that and all, and to a large extent they lived up to that promise. Okay? I'm not blaming FSDL and all here. At the end of the day, they are a business, they have to make money, and yes, this business is not earning money, they are losing a lot of money, so yes, you did lose money and you don't want to continue this partnership anymore. Okay, it's a fair thing to say, I don't want to continue the partnership because I'm making a loss when I was supposed to make a profit, and I'm trying to do something good for people. And also we can also praise them for saying that it's a noble attempt to try and get Indian football. What their interests are, let's not get into it. Okay. Every business, no one does anything for any good these days. We are a capitalist society, everyone takes their own interests at heart. Now the issue starts 2025. This year the deal is running out. If a player's contract is running out, a good time to start negotiating would be 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Okay? But Liverpool currently have 3 players whose contracts are expiring by June. And they are being sworn at by fans. Indian fans and fans abroad alike. I would specifically highlight the word Indian fans here.
Indian fans.
Okay? Indian fans are outraged with Liverpool's management because Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mohamed Salah's contracts run out on June. Okay, the last day of June. I don't know if media outlets are not reporting it enough, or people just don't have that much interest in Indian football to follow this. This deal is running out too.
And nobody is aware of this.
Nobody knows it. Nobody is talking about it.
It's nowhere in the news.
I'm not even going to talk about asking about it. No one even knows that it happened. Okay, the deal is expiring. We are in 2025. If the deal is expiring now, what were you doing for the last 2-3 years when you knew the deal was expiring?
Yeah.
If I want Trent to stay in my team, okay, I'm wearing a Barcelona shirt. Let's forget about Trent. I'll give you a very popular example. Who is there? Now Lamine Yamal is there, okay? Because Lamine Yamal is in the news now. I'm a Barcelona board member and I have to make sure that Lamine stays in my team. Lamine's contract is going to run out in 2 months or at the end of 2025. Okay? I want Lamine to stay. Lamine is performing really well. But Lamine knows that I need him. So Lamine can ask for whatever he wants, and he knows because I need him, I will have him. So what is my negotiating power in this scenario? Answer please. What is my negotiating power? My negotiating power is dog shit. If he asks me for both my kidneys, I have to give it to him because that's how much I need him. Okay? In the same parallel. Okay, we'll apply the same logic here. Deal is running out. Nobody else will pay even half the money that FSDL paid
Never.
to run this league, to run such a low quality product and market it well. ISL is really well marketed. You have to give them that. ISL is really, really, really well marketed.
That's probably the only good thing that has happened in the ISL.
Okay. So now everyone knows that so and so thing is there. No one else is going to give you as much money as them. So now, and I don't even think there's that much interest. Okay. So if at least 10 people are trying to get Indian rights, I'll have a negotiation capacity, something at the table. But if FSDL is my only option to broadcast and I am on the negotiating table with them and they ask me for both my kidneys and my son's kidneys and kidneys for the next 10 generations and I have no one else to sell my product to, what are the two options I have? Shut down what I have, close my club and live with the fact that my club is going to lose. I'm going back to the Barcelona analogy. I have to live without Lamine Yamal and suffer. I won't get the same eyeballs, I won't get the same hype and all of that. Or second, I give Lamine whatever he wants. What do you think the All India Football Federation will do in this scenario with FSDL? What will they do? What do you think they will do? Okay, I'm not going to answer that question. Jittu is not going to answer that question. Okay?
Because we both know what they did.
Okay? So now we are at that negotiating table and FSDL now said we were giving you so and so much money but we are making so much loss. So now I don't want to give you that much money. I will give you less money. What option do I have? Either I have
There is no option. There is no option.
do I have to buy do I have to find a different buyer? Okay, I will look around. I go out on the road shouting. To be fair, AIFF has not done that also.
Nothing.
They have not even tried to find another seller. At least not that we have read in the media, because I can only read what is in the media. And if I have any inside news also, I can't tell you because it's not legal. So, right now, it's a worse deal for AIFF. Already clubs don't make a lot of the broadcasting money. Okay, apparently...
they have negative income, sir. Nothing they make, nothing.
It is a loss-making business. We are not yet there, and I don't think even the next 10, 20 years
there are only two teams who make a net profit. There are only two teams. That is nothing to do with ISL. That's just purely based on the commercial revenue they make from the tickets and the merchandise. Only two teams who barely make the profit.
No, Jittu, tell those teams also so people will not be this thing.
Okay, there are only two teams and one is Kerala. Okay. And because of this profit-making business that they are trying to do, the team is shit. The team is shit. Okay. And the fans, you are all frustrated, but the whole system is shit. There's no point. The person who's running the team is trying to run the team to make the club existent. That is what he's trying to do. The only other team is Mohan Bagan. Again, because of the extremely loyal fan base and the merchandise and the ticket sales. And these two clubs, I guess, has the highest ticket prices, if I'm not wrong, and deservedly. Every other team is running on a loss. You leave Mumbai City, even this thing or something, they are running on a loss because the money they cannot, a football club cannot, like according to the rules, they cannot spend more than what they earn. They earn very less in merchandise and match day. You may think Mumbai City or let's say Jamshedpur, which is owned by Tata Azure, everybody is running on a loss. And based on sporting merit.
And see, only billionaires own the clubs, and yes, they can absorb some loss. But if you were a billionaire, how long would you be willing to incur these losses and absorb these losses? I will give you an example, okay? Let's take the merchandising example. I am telling you openly, I am a Barcelona fan and I am willing to pay even 5k to get an original Barcelona kit. But if the same thing, I am a Hyderabad FC, I follow Hyderabad FC because it's my city's team and I support them, okay? But if someone was selling me a Hyderabad FC original jersey for 5,000 rupees, I would not buy it. Do I not support the club? Barcelona is somewhere in Spain I've never visited also, okay? Hyderabad is where I lived, I was born, brought up. Hyderabad runs in my blood, okay? Barcelona has nothing to do with me, but I'm still willing to pay 5k also, 9k also for official merchandise shirt, okay? I would not do the same for Hyderabad FC. There are very few people in the whole country who would actually do that. Pay as the same money for a Manchester United jersey as a Mumbai City jersey. I think there are maybe 10 out of like 10 lakh people who would do that, okay? In the same way, I don't want to swear. I'm trying so hard.
I think
Okay,
you've gone that phase. You can
so
let loose.
ticket costs also, because people are very passionate in Kolkata, especially MB. I'm not even going to call it Mohan Bagan Super Giants. Mohan Bagan is a legacy club which is being tarnished by adding that SG to it, but it had to do what it had to do for its survival. Okay, that's how sad the state of a legacy club is. When I grew up, my mother told me that guy, I mean, they used to follow football for a very long time. Football is in my family from a very long time, so we've been following football for a very long time. For my father and mother both told me Mohan Bagan. I'm like, what the heck is Mohan Bagan? What type of a team is that? You know what my mother told me? Mohan Bagan is India's national team. Until today, that's how I relate to them. Okay, when someone tells me Mohan Bagan, I'm like, okay, yeah, that is the Indian team, that is the national team. Mohan Bagan means Indian football. Okay, it's not Sunil Shetty, it's not Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, it's not any new player that has come. Mohan Bagan has earned that right to be called. Mohan Bagan has earned that privilege, that adoration amongst everyone. I am from Hyderabad. My mother, I mean, would have lived in Kolkata at some point, but my father has not. My father, everyone unequivocally, just when I asked them, what is Mohan Bagan? What is that name? What does it mean? Their only explanation for an 8-year-old kid who was asking the question was, Mohan Bagan is the Indian national team. Mohan Bagan is Indian football, and that is that is the image of Mohan Bagan for me.
And if you all don't know, like, Mohan Bagan is officially have given the right to be called the National Club of India. That is how big that team is.
And they had to be sold out because they had to be existent. They had to stay afloat because they wanted to participate in India's premier competition, whatever the fuck that is. Okay, so they charge more money for their tickets because people are willing to pay that much also. Okay, I will tell you right now what is happening with Hyderabad FC. New owners have come in. When Hyderabad had won the championship, and the next year, barely we were able to fill 40 to 50% of that stadium. Okay, right now the least ticket cost is 200 rupees to enter the stadium, and that's where most of the fans sit. 200 rupees. That is among the lowest ticket prices anywhere in the world, other than maybe let's say free. When I had to go and watch a Super Division game here, no, I League game, I think I League or Super Division game in BFS here in Bangalore, I had to pay 150 rupees to go and sit in the stand. Okay? In a good stand. Other stand is free. I always wanted to see why they're charging me, so I went and sat in the stand. 150 rupees, 200 rupees it cost me. It varies how much they want to charge. Okay, that is this thing. Okay, Hyderabad FC MRP is 200. Their standard rate is you put HFC 50 in it, you will get a 50% discount. So the least ticket you get is 100 rupees to watch an ISL game. And still, I'm telling you, barely 300, 400, at the most 1,000 people go and watch a game. 100 rupee tickets, nobody is going to watch the game. Okay? So where there's supply, there is demand, and that's why Kerala Blasters can charge more. But out of how many ever teams are there in the ISL, they keep saying we will keep increasing 16 teams, 18 teams, 20 teams, we'll keep increasing. I don't believe all that bullshit. Okay? Out of all the teams, there are only 2 teams that can charge so much and people will show up. And maybe there are a few other teams. Maybe Goa will earn a lot more. Maybe
no. Goa said they're not. They get it. They had people because their ticket price were less. Actually, it was like around 200 rupees or something. That was okay. That is a decent amount for an ISL game. They couldn't sustain it. The owner told hosting one game cost them 40 crore rupees one game, and they earned 6 or 7 crore. So they are running on a loss. The only way they can market is, he sadly said, fans are the biggest thing for us, but we do not have a choice other than to increase this thing. And luckily for them, their performances have not dipped, and the fans are understanding enough. They still showed up with this thing amount of money, even though they almost. Yeah, carry on.
No, you got stuck the last part of that part. Performance have not dipped, fans have been understanding, and the last part got cut off, you got stuck.
Yeah, fans, and that's why still they're having some sort of attendance. No, they are running on a loss. Then they didn't want to increase the ticket because they cared for the fans.
Most of BFC's games don't run to full stadiums unless they play Kerala. Mumbai City
Yeah.
games don't run full stadiums. Hyderabad, I can assure you, I have gone for so many games. I've never seen the stands full. Two stands, they don't open it only to public. The two stands that are open, I have never seen full since the existence of the club. This is a sorry state of affairs. So if a company like FSDL is saying we can't do this, we are running at a loss, how long can we keep up with this? It's fair on their part. They are pouring in money to get attention, to draw eyeballs, to get money, to make money, to market the league, and if you're not getting anything in return, it's their job to say no, we won't do it. Now there is the other side of the coin. Okay, I made notes for this, don't worry, I made notes for this. Okay, next there's this guy called Ranjit Bajaj or something.
Bajaj,
okay, who runs the Minerva Academies, who also owns this club called Minerva Punjab, I think, correct? No,
Who used to own Minerva Punjab, and now it is they were sold because of some politics. I mean, as you all know, Ranjit Bajaj, I think some people who actually have been listening to Indian football know he's the biggest criticizer of AIFF. Like, he openly slanders the whole system. He had to sell his club because of some politics related to ISL. So that is the current team that we call Round Glass Punjab FC or Punjab FC, that plays in an empty stadium with free tickets, and still nobody goes to watch. Yeah.
it used to be called Minerva Punjab FC, so that's how I remember them. I don't know what this Punjab FC is, but I used to know what Minerva
But they were
Punjab
good.
FC is.
They were a good team, and they are former winners of the I League also. Yes.
That's how they got promoted.
Yeah.
Okay, so despite that, okay, so Ranjit Bajaj has openly said in multiple interviews, and I know I'm quoting random interviews, but this is an actual thing, okay? He said, I will start off from, if there's a 10th division of Indian football, I'll start off from there. But if I keep winning every league, will I qualify? Can I play in the ISL? They said, no. You have to bid, get a license for the franchisee, then you can participate in the ISL.
Pay 15 crores
That's minimum, okay?
minimum.
And then the operating costs of the franchise, salaries of the players, etc., support staff, stadium costs, etc., etc.
Every year. Let that sink in.
Okay. So, people who are willing to put in the work to climb up are being told that they can't. So, does that mean the ISL is only for rich people? Is that what football means? Does football... See, I'm not saying I want to play for India, I want to play for Barcelona and all. I know I don't have that talent. But you can't tell me my dreaming is limited because I don't have money. Do you know how unfair that is? To say you don't have money, you don't have the right to dream, you don't have the right to go up by your hard work. To say your hard work is not enough for you to play in the best among the best. But that is the society we live in today, and that's how that league is run. Because if they have to sustain that league also, they want to make some of their money back. So they're saying, if you're giving you a license to participate in my league, you have to pay me this much money. But till I think the last 3-4 years, there was no promotion and relegation. So how much ever I did, I could start off from one local league inside of Bangalore, and I could climb up all the way to the ISL. Realistically, now I can do that. Okay? But a lot of hard work, etc., etc. But when the ISL started, that was not like that. For about, I don't know, 6-7 odd years, it was not like that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Till 2018, it wasn't like that.
Okay, next point is, okay, every year the AIFF gives each of these ISL teams 2 crores. Okay, you know what this 2 crores is earmarked for? They're specifically supposed to spend it on youth development. Can someone tell me, maybe other than BFC and maybe 2 other clubs, which have good youth systems, their own youth systems, the one where they do the scouting, they run their footballing academies, and people from their footballing academies are climbing up. Okay, BFC does that. Who else does that? Maybe Mohan Bagan does that, but from people who have played there, I have heard that.
No, I'll be honest, okay. Right now, the only proper functioning ISL youth academy is Bangalore. Everything else is subpar. Rest of all the clubs just scout players from the lower division teams' academies. Still, the I-League teams outnumber the academies. I-League and even I-League second division teams outnumber. Their academies produce far more talent than most of these ISL teams.
Gokulam Kerala has such a good youth academy system. Shout out to Gokulam Kerala. Shout out to my friend who's working there also. But still,
And I give credit for their owner said, I will never fucking pay 15 crores to attend this. Either you get me, I win the league, I get promotion income. Even if I have the money, I will not do that. Okay, just wanted to mention that.
The youth system, okay, that is one of the core thing, because one of the things that FSDL said was you want to develop Indian football. Developing Indian football doesn't mean you hire people who retired to come and play for Delhi Dynamos. Not Alessandro Del Piero who retired who came. Not Roberto Carlos who retired who came here to play. Why
40 years.
Retired people you're calling to come and play? You could have had them as ambassadors to draw people, have fan events. Nothing. You made them come on people. Do you think people are foolish? The reason you got them was because people know them and recognize them and come. So if people recognize them, you think people don't know they retired and stopped playing football 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Well, that's stupid.
But to market the league, you got these people to come and play in India. And of course, I am eternally grateful that we got to see Roberto Carlos playing on our soil. Okay, I am eternally grateful that I got to see Alessandro Del Piero play in India for an Indian franchisee. Of course I am. But you're getting finished players and saying I want to market this league. You can't afford star players. Okay, you could have paid them a licensing fee to come and be ambassadors for each club and said, okay, these people are going to mentor these people, or these people are just faces for the club. Because that's what Sachin was for Kerala Blasters when it started. That worked. Yeah. Sachin didn't have to come and play for Kerala Blasters for us to associate him. No. Yeah. Same thing you could have done. Okay. So again, now we come back to the youth system part. 2 crores every ISL team gets to invest in their youth system. Nobody is doing it. Okay. Again, I'm not shitting on Hyderabad FC. I support them. But how they get their youth players is through trials. They have a trials. You go attend it. You perform well. They'll hire you. Okay. And then you are part of their so-called youth setup. And I don't know exactly how the intricacies of that work. If you want, I will find out and tell you. I'll find out from someone. I can't tell you who that is, but I will find out and I will tell you.
Please, if you guys want to ask, please comment.
You comment and tell me if you want me to find out how. I can take some ISL club that I know, I can ask someone and they'll tell me how, and they won't tell me all the details, but I can at least give you an overview of how it works, okay? But Hyderabad FC, this I know, that they have trials, and if you get in that, you will be a part of, it's like a B team kind of a setup. It's not exactly a youth setup. That's how their youth come and that's how the youth get promoted. That's what happened last year when we didn't have money, okay? So where are the 2 crores going? What are you doing with those 2 crores? I'm not saying you have to be answerable to me and all. I'm just saying, if you gave someone like Ranjit Bajaj, for example, if you gave someone like Gokulam Kerala those 2 crores, for example, and said, put it in your academy, develop your system, give us players. You think in the last 5-10 years, at least 4 or 5 players from each of those academies would not have come out and made it to the Indian national team?
Yeah.
And 2 crores, I'm not saying is a lot of money given how much money is involved in the business of football. But 2 crores also is not an insignificant amount of money.
Yep.
Okay, there are some games I have gone to where people have come to academies. Okay, this guy is coming all the way from Shillong to play in Bengaluru. Okay, this is a 16-year-old kid who came all the way from there because he said they will pay me 1,500 if we win the game. Okay, the club will pay him 1,500 if he wins the game. He came all the way from there. Okay, because apparently if you win a tournament there in his place, they get 1,500. Here is like, if you win a game, they'll give me 1,500. So this is a better deal. I'll come up here. You think those 2 crores, if you invested in your youth system, kids like this will not benefit?
Yep.
Get a place to stay. Get proper coaching. Allow them to dream again. 2 crores is not an insignificant amount of money. 2 crores is a lot for a kid who's traveling 700-800 kilometers to come and play football because he wants to be like Cristiano Ronaldo. This kid, every time he scores a goal, runs up to the corner flag and does a sue in a ground where no one is there to watch. You have no idea how that feels. I have seen it. I have lived this shit. I have walked and talked to people like this. You have no idea how much it breaks my heart to see stuff like this, but that is the reality of football in India. 2 crores is not an insignificant amount of money. And if the point of this league was to develop the youth, then the point is defeated. neither is our quality of the league getting better. Neither are there new players that you are investing in who are getting better. It's just you're having trials, people are coming, they're performing well and getting. Someone else is nurturing them. So you know what is happening? The person who's actually paying, who's investing their own money and time to develop that talent is losing out on that talent because he's coming and playing for you. It's a loss for him. No one thinks about that, no one talks about it. If I am developing a player, I put my money, my hard work, I am paying the coaches, I am maintaining the ground, I am giving him a place to stay. You give him a trial and because he can play for an ISL league, he leaves me and goes, it's my loss. That's how it works. Okay, so youth point is defeated. You have to be rich to even play in the ISL in the first place. Okay. Next, they have marketed it. They have marketed it really well. So that is one plus point. I will give that to FSDL any time of the day. Indian football, I-League games were so difficult to watch, to fight, to get a hold of, to watch in the first place. Okay, even till today, watching I-League is such a difficult affair.
There's zero marketing. There's no marketing. So by chance, I remember it used to come like in a small section or something. Not every game also never used to get broadcasted. When I actually wanted to watch, it used to come in that small section in the newspaper. The I-League, this team playing this team. Nothing. Nobody doesn't even know. Only the people who actually fans of teams will know, okay, this is this team plays in this team. And when you switch on the TV at that match, there's no pre-match show. There is no this thing. First thing you see is the players are already on the pitch. And the game starts, final whistle blows, streaming ends. That's all. Nothing. No promo, nothing. When is the next game? Nothing. No, nothing. That's how I-League was. And to be fair, what they have done for ISL is that at least people are aware of games are happening, they are marketing it, and they are giving it easily accessible, and for now they're giving it for free also.
No, exactly.
So it's very easy to access.
9 out of 10 kids today will know who Rahul Beke is. 9 out of 10 kids today will know who Ashik Kurinian is. It is because the ISL is so well marketed that people know who these are. 9 out of 10 people know who Mohammedan SC is. People in South India won't know about a legacy club from there. I'm not saying Mohammedan SC is small. I am not. Please don't mistake me. I am not saying East Bengal FC or Mohammedan SC Sporting Club is a small club. By no means. But I'm just saying, for a kid in Tamil Nadu to know Mohammedan SC, it is to FSDL's credit that a person like that knows that a club like that came up. It played in the ISL. It's from West Bengal. It's a legacy club. It's credit to the FSDL that people know that. It's credit to the FSDL that if people still choose to, they can turn on their TVs at 7:30 in the evening and watch a football game with Indian players in it. Majority Indian players at least. At a okay-ish level. It's FSDL's credit because earlier, I'm like Jitu just said, I do follow the ISL, let's say, and then I want to watch a game where? How? Now I know it comes on Sports 18. I know I can turn on Jio Cinema or whatever it's called, or Jio Hotstar now and watch it.
They even give you reminders on the games. You get reminders from the app itself. ISL is happening. Once you watch the game, they keep reminding you this game is happening.
I have one counterpoint to that. When you open the app, there is no football ka this thing. They will show cricket 10 years ka highlights, some promo videos about cricket, but you have to go to sports, go to soccer and then select it. But that's besides the point. At least they're doing something for the league. Yeah. Okay, so marketing. 1 plus point so far. Okay. Next, I will tell you. They were running in a loss. Again, we have already gone into the points of they have been running at a loss and it's not sustainable. So for them trying to back out is fair. Okay. When an academy in India gets a youth academy, gets accredited with AIFF 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, I think 4 star or 5 star. I think 4 star is the maximum stars you can get from football academy. I don't know exactly, but there's a star rating system. Okay.
5 star, I think. Correct.
I think there are only 3 5 stars. One is this thing, Reliance.
Only one ISL team has like a 5 star. Only one ISL team, and that is very obvious also.
Okay. No,
it's very obvious.
I think Reliance very also has, sir.
No, Reliance is not ISL team. That's a whole $1 billion company funding that. Only one ISL team has close to 5 star, not even 5 star, close to 5 star.
As far as I know, the top rating is there are 3 academies. Okay, so when a youth academy gets accredited as AIFF 1 star, 2 star, whatever it is, okay, and maybe the person who told me this was exaggerating. Okay, but I'll tell you what he told me they get. They get one certificate saying you're AIFF accredited, and those people come for an inspection. They sit with you, they check your ledger books, they see your accommodation that you're giving your kids, they see where you're training, they ask you your training times, they observe what you're doing for training, how you plan their recovery, what all drills you do, how the kids are playing and all that, and that gives you the how many coaches are involved, how many players are involved, what all levels you play in, all of this, and then they give you that 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, etc, etc, etc. So this guy told me you get a certificate, you get to market yourself as AIF accredited so and so, and they give you a bag. Okay, there's one bag in which you put footballs. They give you one bag, and there'll be 10 Nivea footballs with AIFF written on it, and that's it.
What the fuck?
That is it.
As if they can't afford footballs on their own. What the fuck?
That is it. People have played football, and these guys quit their jobs to run football academies because they're passionate about it, and they see a need that people want to learn football, and they have gone, they pay 30k 40k for training camps to get accredited with A license, B license, C license, D license, whatever license. Then they pay 10k 20k an hour for the ground to train in. Kids pay ungodly amounts of money to come and train there, and they give them 10 footballs from the National Football Federation. Okay, let's say not 10 footballs, they give them something else also. At what point would it be worth their while? Other than for the marketing saying we are AIFF so many stars accredited, and okay, of course, to participate in AIFF's youth leagues you need to be AIFF accredited, and some tournaments have cut off, you need to be at least 2 star, you need to be at least 3 star, whatever. Okay. Other than that, what? What are you giving back to your grassroots levels? And we have gone over this conversation about how to improve Indian football, what they have to do, what they are not doing. But I'm just telling you, this is the ground reality about what is happening. I am not even going to tell you what they have to do. There's no point of talking about that. There's no point of debating about it. I'm just telling you, this is what is happening. Okay? A ball bag with 10 balls in it, and it will have AIFF written on it. Okay, I have a photo of it. If you guys want, I can post it on Instagram, or next time in whatever video it is, I'll put a photo of that ball that says AIF, All India Football Federation, and then one side it'll have a FIFA stamp. You know what else has a FIFA stamp on their footballs? Decathlon footballs. I can buy for $500. Okay, and I will tell you what. These training academies, most of these training academies, and I have gone to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 football academies I've seen, 8 or 9 football academies I've seen. Okay. All of them buy a Nivea football only. So these guys also give, AIF also gives Nivea footballs. All of them buy a different Nivea football, because the Nivea footballs that AIF gives also is bad quality. They say it tears off. They say it doesn't behave as predicted. They say it sticks more to the grass, or sometimes it feels heavier, sometimes it feels lighter based on how the Astro is. But with the other Nivea balls, most of the other teams have is the other Nivea balls only. Out of 9 teams, I think 7 teams had the same model of the Nivea ball, and they've used that only, and it costs slightly more. If the Nivea ball that AIFF has given them was $700, this would have cost $800, $900. Okay, but for the AIFF games, they have to use the AIFF given ball only. Okay, so even the bare minimum you are giving
is shit.
Is bad. Is substandard. Okay, that is point number 1. Okay, even when we are training athletes in my center, we don't use the ball that is AIFF accredited, because they have told me we don't use that. I asked them why. They told me it's shit. I am not exaggerating. It just came naturally to them. I'm like, why? Why do we use this? That is what they are giving at the National Federation. They are like, why would you use that? This is shit. Okay. Next point. How much money do you think AIFF pays Nivea to get these balls?
Definitely highly subsidized for them, because it's AIFF.
Sir, Nivea is AIFF's official ball partner, sir. It's free. It is. I am 99% sure it is free.
So now it comes like something glaring is coming in my mind.
You genuinely think AIFF is going to spend money on buying balls and sending it to academies all across the country? You think that?
I'm not surprised. I thought they'll pay little amount or something, but
No, they might get some. I'm not saying they don't get aid from AIFF. They might get. Okay. How much do you think they would get per year? 10 lakhs?
Nothing.
No, let's say.
Ah,
No, I'm just saying.
don't-
Randomly, let's think. I'm not going to name any numbers here because I can't. Okay. Let's say they get 10
No,
lakhs,
no,
15
wait,
lakhs from
why,
AIFF.
no, why is AIF paying them? Nivea is getting benefit from being the official match ball. So which means they are paying them or they're giving the ball for free or they are giving my money to use AIF name brand.
So you
in
have
their
to use
balls.
Nivea balls. That's it.
That's all.
Which-
That is the only thing AIF does.
Which is why for training also sometimes they don't want to spoil the match balls. They have to go out and search for the same substandard Nivea ball and buy it and cup so they get the same feel. This has also happened. Other than the normal Nivea ball that they use for their own other leagues inside of the city and other games, non-AIFF games, they have to buy other balls so that they don't spoil the AIF given ball, match ball. The same model of the Nivea ball, which is substandard, so that they get the same feel. And that also is unpredictable. Okay? So in general, there's a word for it in Hindi. It's called Chindigiri. Okay? If you don't know what that is, ask one of your friends. They will tell you. Okay. I'm not going too much into that. So, FSDL is already running at a loss. I don't know what. See, AIFF would make money from other places also. They get money from the sports budget also, etc., etc., etc. What they do with that money, I leave it up to you to think and come to your own conclusion. And I think in the last budget or the budget before that, I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago, in one budget, the sports budget was cut down to 85% of its previous capacity. Okay, already you are getting this much of money, okay, to feed one entire country that is as big as this room you see behind me. Okay, out of that now you are left with 15% of this, that much, about that much. Okay, that much. I don't want to say anything else. So FSDL is running at a loss. I don't know what AIFF is doing. So nobody has money. Okay, the clubs are running at a loss. FSDL can't afford to keep running it like this. AIFF doesn't. See, realistically also, to run such a big country with so much demand for football, that finances are not enough. So everyone is running at a loss. That leads me to my next question. Where are player salaries being paid from? Why are the player salaries going up and up and up and up and up and up? If the clubs can't afford to pay it, the clubs are making a loss, why are you spending that money? There is something, it's called inflation, sir. Okay, yeah. You are driving up different factors so that your value feels inflated, and that's how much you're paying. Okay, 4.5 crores, 5 crores for a player, 40-50 lakhs, 4 lakhs per month, 5 lakhs per month. You're paying a player.
You're not even earning like a fraction of that.
So I'll give you an example. When Real Madrid signed Mbappe on a free, the rumors are that they gave him a hefty signing on bonus because they didn't have to pay a transfer fee for him. All of that goes into Mbappe's pocket. And business analysts have estimated that it could be around $100 million as this signing on fee. Okay, and for the sake of this conversation, let's keep it at that 100 million number only because it'll make the calculations easy. The belief is that Mbappe can generate that much in merchandise that 100 million is nothing for them. He'll get more people to come to the stadium. He'll get more people to watch their games. They'll sell more T-shirts. They'll sell more Mbappe posters. More people will come to the stadium to watch him. More people will come to their stadiums, museums to go see him. Whatever. Press engagement will be higher. Social media engagement will be higher. But in a business sense, it makes sense for them saying, okay, if we have giving him so much money, this is how much money he can make back for us. So this money, giving it to him is validated. If you are paying a player 4 crores, 5 crores per season, is he giving you that much worth back? If not, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? I'm not saying football players should not earn money. I am not. Okay. I am not. But if you are paying a player 4 crores, is he able to generate that 4 crores back for you single-handedly with no other factors? Because Mbappe just needs to step on the field. Even if he's having a shitty game, people will still go to watch him. Even if Mbappe is having a shitty 1 month, 2 months, people will still buy his jersey and wear. So they can afford to keep paying him the wages that he's getting. Is it tenable in our situation? When your club is not able to generate enough finances to sustain its own business, your business side of the club is not able to generate enough money to sustain it, how can you afford to pay that much money? It doesn't make logical sense other than to say that, oh, we are doing this, our players are earning this much, so our league is this much. So you're giving them so much money to say that our league is now this big, so we can play our players this big. Is it actually that big? No. Are you making that much money? No. But do you want to spend that much? Yes. You know what other league did this? It's called Chinese Super League. You know what happened to it? Google it right now.
All the teams are like gone or folded or in second division. They are in a financial loss right now. Most of the teams, they are nowhere near what they used to be. They lost everything.
And I'm not a doomsday prophet. I'm not saying all of this to say that, oh, we are bad, we are shit, this and that and all. No. I'm just saying you just apply logic to think, rational thinking. If I'm paying this much, I should be able to earn that much, so I can pay this much to the person. And that person should be at least to be generate, if not this much, 90% of that, 99% of that, the rest all. But no, now we are spending like kings to give the portrayal that we are kings. It's the same thing that is happening with people buying iPhones on EMI to say that we are rich and we have iPhones. You don't actually have the money to own it, so you'll just take it on EMI and pretend that you're rich. Again, we are getting into philosophical conversations, and I don't like this.
The problem, okay, since you said so much about AIFF, I think we missed something regarding what the conversation that happened between AIFF. So I will just bring it back to that. And as you were saying, you do not have any room for negotiation. First of all, nobody wants to take loss business, and still FSDL is offering them, we will still continue to be your partners, but in a reduced rate, because we need to look at our side. We cannot guarantee you an amount for 100 crores or 50 crores or whichever so is there. And yeah, so what do you do at this point? You agree with it and you try. Okay, you try putting some effort and try generating. Like if you generally care about Indian football, generally care about the league or something. But no, AIFF still wants that 50 crore. This is the like, what balls are they negotiating with? What are they negotiating with? What FSDL can just walk away and they'll be like that, nothing. They are sacrificing their own shit for a lost cause, and they're coming and approaching, and our dear AIFF is like, no, we can't have this. We need more money.
You think about it, if they made a 3,000 crore loss over the last 10 years, that is 300 crores lost every single year.
Yep.
300 crores every single year.
Yep.
Even you take 1,000 crores that they've lost, okay? But definitely they say their losses are in thousands of crores. Different numbers say different places say different numbers. So let's even take 1,000 crores. That's 100 crores every single year. That's an ungodly amount of money. And if they are willing, if they're saying they're still saying we want to support it. What they're doing and all of that is secondary. Okay, how much is reaching, grassroots developing, that and all you leave. To keep the lights on, for the league to at least run. Okay, I'll give you an example, a popular example, again European football. This happened to French football regarding their broadcasting rights. They said, we are going to give you so many billions because we are expecting so many millions of viewers. Not even 30% of that viewers came in, so not even 30% of that money they came, so that sponsor or that partner who committed to paying that much of money suddenly pulled out. And now till today, this happened around the COVID time, till today French football is under such a duress. All clubs are at the brink of like, one bad thing happens, we are going into administration, and then administration also doesn't even have enough money to support them. And their negotiating capacity has come down so much. It went from some 1 billion change to now they are selling their rights on a 2-year, 3-year basis for like 100 million, 150 million. That's 1/10 the value. 1/10. Okay. The FSDL is saying we can't afford to pay you 50 crore per year. We can't afford to put 5,000, 6,000 crores in 10 years. We can't afford to make a loss of 100 crores every year. We want to reduce our support. Okay? And one of the many billionaires in India is doing this. Okay? Every other billionaire who keeps crying, India is my country, I am patriotic, any attack on me is an attack on India. Where are they? Where are they? Where is your patriotism now? And I'm not saying because your patriotism is there, you have to prove it by doing all of this. Okay, leaving that conversation aside. Okay, FSDL is saying no, we can't pay you that money, and FSDL is still being nice, saying we will still support you, we will still continue making a loss, but let us cut our losses at least a little bit. Okay, I'm not painting a FSDL as the hero in this story. I am not, because no one is. It's too nuanced for someone to be hero and someone to be villain. Okay, so I lose my train of thought the second I'll go out. So FSDL is now saying I will give you a little less money. ISL is still pushing for the same amount. Let us say FSDL just says, you know what, actually, no. And that's it. No. And just walks away. Who is paying money for next year? You think AIFF is going to pour in that much money to keep the lights on for that?
Bullshit we are going to do. That is coming to the second point I wanted to tell. Where is all the money that AIFF has been getting for the past 10, 11 years? Where is that money going? It's certainly not going to any academy. It's certainly not going to any infrastructure. It's certainly not going to any grassroots. I do not see any improvement anywhere. Where is the money? Where is the 50 crores? They are not giving it to the clubs. They are not giving it to the I-League clubs. Where is the money?
See, European clubs are also very rich because of something called broadcasting revenue, because the TV people give them a lot of money. Okay?
Yeah.
In India, we do not have a revenue sharing agreement with the broadcasters like that.
Yeah.
So
because they technically own part of the league, they don't pay the clubs.
So even though we are the third or fourth most watched league in the world just by sheer volume, our clubs don't get to make that much money because that is not a part of their agreement. They don't get a share of the broadcasting revenue.
Okay.
So how much ever money the sponsors for the shows are making, I mean the sponsors are paying and the broadcaster is making from it, that money is not trickling down to the clubs. So even you might ask, it's coming on TV, it looks so glitzy and glamorous. Same thing happens in the PL also, but why are our clubs not that rich? Because that money is not coming to them. Almost every single owner, if not all owners, are running at a loss. And at some point everyone will cut ties and walk away. Hyderabad's owner was a very rich person. I mean, he still is a very rich person. He just decided that I can't continue absorbing these hits any longer and walked away. And that's his decision if he wants to do it. It's his money. He gets to decide what he wants to do with it.
I heard now they're even planning to relocate or something. I'm not sure how much legitimate
it is possible because Jindal now is discounting tickets so much, Jindal India. I'm telling you, barely 1,000 people in the stadium. What is the point? The electricity cost to run for that game itself will cost more than that. Maybe.
Again, I say same thing I told you about the Goa situation. No, they literally told that it costs 40 crores to conduct a home match, and they literally pay you what, 6 crores to win the league. 6 crores, 40 crores to host a match.
I don't think it's 40 crores. Maybe it's like 40 lakhs.
No, preparing the stadium, he's telling.
And see, again, you have to realize.
I'm not sure if it's for a single match. Okay, that might be wrong in my mind. Maybe throughout the season, definitely.
No, it's true. So there is a very conservative number that I got when I went to a very beautiful facility somewhere near Chennai. I can't tell you the club's name. So they have. So most of our top level games are played on grass pitches. So grass pitches need a lot of water for the grass to be maintained. Over a period of 1 week, and they just gave me a rough estimate. I'm not saying it's true. It could be hyper exaggeration from their part. But they say to maintain the grass in that pristine condition, they need at least 10 lakh liters of water every week. Because the grass has to grow. They keep cutting it. They have to mow it. They have to maintain a certain standard. The soil has to be moist. They train on that ground so the grass has to grow back. They have to keep maintaining it. And see, they don't water it once a day and just leave it. No, the water has to keep going on for the grass to remain fresh throughout the day, every single day. Okay, maybe I don't remember if they said 10 lakh liters or 10,000 liters, but either way, that's a lot of water. Okay, and water costs alone, if you take, it's more than the ticket money they'll get from Hyderabad FC games, sir. Only for watering the pitch.
Watering the pitch, yeah.
These are all costs that we as football fans don't see. Watering the pitch, cleaning the stadium, ticketing when the people come in for the ticketing. I'm not even saying paying the money to the people who are standing at the ticket counters checking your tickets. That is mostly voluntary, 90% of the time. I'm talking about paying for the metal detectors, electricity that goes into the metal detectors. I'm not even talking about floodlights and all. Electricity for the parking lot, electricity for different charging stations outside, electricity for the toilets, cleaning of the toilets, the boot man for cleaning the boots, laundry services. All of these are day-to-day running costs of the club. Everyone is making a loss on this. How long can a people sustain this? You tell me logically.
I'm surprised it has been long. These all the original clubs are still there in the ISL at this point. It's been like 11 years of the
Which
same
is surprising.
shit.
Even IPL had so many dropouts. If IPL had it,
Yeah.
I'm surprised ISL hasn't had it now. So
Still, the original 8 teams, only, I guess only like one team, I think that got rebranded or like that slot went to Hyderabad. That's the only thing I've ever noticed.
Delhi went to.
Odisha technically became Delhi.
Delhi became
the
Odisha.
same
So.
owners. Yeah, correct.
Same thing. So again,
So as the original still there, like despite the loss, like and again the IPL analogy comes there. Like IPL, that minimum loss itself, the teams folded or some financial breaches that are folded. These teams are still there. I don't know.
I don't know if you'll ever find a video on the internet that is this detailed about something like Indian football. People rant a lot, okay? I finished my rant in the previous video. So I am not ranting here. I am just as calmly as I can, as rationally as I can. I am presenting you with information that I have collected from various sources. And see, I am accepting it. My information might not be 100% accurate, okay? Lot of the numbers that people have given me might be hyperbole. What we might be reading in the internet also might be hyperbole. Even if you take things at half of the value that they have told me, let's not say 10 lakh liters of water, 5 lakh liters of water. I am saying not 10 lakh, I am saying 0.1% of that. 10,000 liters of water also costs a lot of money. Okay? 2 crores is the number that people have told. Let's not say 2 crores. Let's say even they're giving 50 lakhs. You think if you give a local academy 50 lakhs, they will not be able to develop and run their academy for 2 years? Well, better than they are right now. There are so many people who aspire to play football who can't pay the fees in these academies. And some academies do give out free training and free credit and ask them to stay and all of that. But realistically, how many people can they do that for? You think out of, let's say not 2 crores, even if they got 50 lakhs, it would not have benefited so many kids like that. In the end, what is football? It's an expression of yourself. You're taking away that opportunity from people, and that is just sad.
I mean, it's not even about like if someone might point out the numbers are on this. No, even if we trickle down the numbers to a bare minimum, it's still absolutely worse what is happening. It's still not good. Okay, the numbers are not reliable maybe, or the numbers are little maybe. Okay, you can point out mistakes. We are not like professional statisticians and looking into everything in detail. But even then, the numbers are so absurdly large. Like even if we trickle down, it is still large. It's like you're telling, okay, you probably the loss is like 1 million, not 10 million. 1 million is still a freaking high loss. There's no justification for that loss. I mean, I think the more we talk about it, the more we start ranting because that much frustration is there.
I think for a large part we are done talking about the crisis that Indian football in. So if there's a key takeaway, the key takeaway has to be this. To summarize and to put it simply, Indian football is right now in its most precarious because we have been pushing the ISL as our Premier League, pushing ISL as a representation of what Indian football is now. And now that identity that they have tried to build over the past 10-15 years is collapsing in front of our eyes, and not many people know about it. So this has been our attempt at trying to tell you what was going on, to tell you what is going on. And right now I think there's a deal for a 2-year deal, and then FSDL is also trying to sell the rights to someone else for broadcasting for another 2 years. And for 2 years I think they're asking some 50 crores or something like that, which is also very less in my opinion. So they are doing a favor, but how much longer can people keep doing that for? I don't know, and I don't know how tenable that is. So again, let's not go into too much detail. So finishing off our ISL topic, I wanted to put another neat tidbit. So there was these elections for AIFF recently, in which one of the legends of Indian football had stood for being the president. Would you like to name the player?
Baichung Bhutia.
I have treated 3 football players, local football players, in the last 1 week who have had his name and his picture tattooed on their forearm and their leg. Okay, this is that big of a legend. When I was growing up, this was the only player I knew other than Jackie Chand Singh.
Yeah, same. I'm saying, like, first football player I have ever heard is Baichung Bhutia when I got to know about the international football team. I think it's most for anybody who has asked anything people know about Indian football, first name that comes. Then only Sunil Chhetri came. Yeah,
that is Baichung Bhutia. Okay, so this is the same man who stood for the AIFF elections, and he sadly lost. And Kalyan Chobe apparently won again.
And then the way he lost is also like
I am getting to that. So I don't know anything about Kalyan Chobe, and I'm not interested into going into detail about any sort of politics. I'm not going to speculate about what politics went on inside. He is a politician. He's from the ruling party, etc., etc. I don't care about all of that. I just want you to get an idea of Indian football and judge Indian football by this one metric, that when the AIFF elections happened and an Indian legend stood for the elections, he got 1 vote. He got 1 vote. This is a stalwart of Indian football. This is a man who's made, I don't know, so many kids like me watch Indian football. This is one of the only players that anyone would have remembered from my generation before that. This man got 1 vote when he stood for the elections. So that is the state of how politics is inside of the federation, how Indian football is right now. And I'm not saying that our players are not respected. There are a lot of foreign players who are part of the technical directive team and all of that. But again, that leads us to the second question of just being an ex-footballer doesn't make you a great football administrator. So I'm not saying Baichung Bhutia would have made a great football administrator, but 1 vote, I don't.
That looks more like manipulated shit rather than whether people thinking maybe he's not good enough or something. That more looks like they purposefully kicked him out.
So you also have to think about it. There are a lot of ex-footballers who are on the technical directive team. There are a lot of ex-footballers who are on the board. So if your argument is that these guys are not good at the job, that's why AIFF is sucking, and that's why you didn't give a chance for Baichung Bhutia and didn't vote for him. And why are the other people still in their jobs then? Why are the other people still in their roles then?
Should kick them out first.
Do you understand? I don't even know how to put this into words. I do not understand how to put this into words. This is a legend of Indian football. If you ask me who my GOAT of Indian football is, this is it. It is not your Sunil Chhetri. It is not any of the other players of Sun. Baichung Bhutia. And these football players I have seen, they are 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 22-year-olds who have Baichung Bhutia, his name. I asked him, you are from Tamil Nadu. Why do you have Bhutia written on your leg? Then one of my other colleagues came up to me and said, don't pretend like you don't know who Bhutia is. What other Bhutia do you know? Do you know? I said, is it the same guy? He's like, yeah, he's a fan. I'm like, why is it on your leg? He's like, he's the reason I got into football. Not Messi. It's not Ronaldo on his leg. It's not Messi's picture on his biceps. It's Baichung Bhutia. It's that guy. And this is how we treat our legends. So this is what we deserve. This is what we deserve. If this is how you pay back people who have played their whole life for the country, who have gotten hurt for the country, who have come back and given their blood, sweat and tears for the country, this is what we deserve. We deserve it. We got it on ourselves. And we are the reason why Indian football is dying, because shit like this is allowed to continue. We are the reason. If Indian football is dying, it's not AIFF. It's not the corruption that goes on there. You and me sitting in front of this computer and talking, you who is clicking on this video and listening, we killed Indian football. We are why Indian football is dying. We are why the quality is substandard. We are why our league sucks. Everything that is wrong with Indian football is us. And you know what? They take advantage of our passion. They take advantage of our love for the game. Until we don't raise our voice and we keep saying, yeah, it goes on, it will keep going on. And like a person who I know really well, who's well versed with Indian football, told me, Indian football will die in 10 years. He said that Indian football will die in 10 years.
No hesitation.
And this is not one local coach from here. This is someone who's very well versed, deeply ingrained in that footballing culture, deeply ingrained in the society, who still is actively working with Indian football. He said Indian football will die in 10 years. What we know after 10 years might not even be football. Even if football namesake exists, it won't be football. And we deserve this because we did it. So thank you so much for listening. It was a depressing episode, but it was fun to pour out my heart here.
Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully this information is useful to you, and hopefully you keep spreading what we are trying to convey in this. And if you've reached so far, I guess you also understand how bad the situation is right now, and thank you for listening. And subscribe, like, share, and please watch more of our content, even if you're not regular with it. Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. See, we make passionate videos like this. You should listen to it.